I'm TC Sadek with The Verge, and I'm here at GDC 2013. I'm sitting on a white couch somewhere in the future of gaming. I'm joined by Marcus Persson, who you might know better as Notch, the creator of Minecraft. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having us.
So GDC is a lot about the future of gaming. You know, you had EA introduce Battlefield 4 here this week, which was unusual. But the story has really been a lot about indie games, free games, casual games. What do you think that says about the industry in 2013 that's such a focus?
I think to me it gives me hope for the future, because kind of gaming goes in trends, and for a bit of a too long stretch, there was a focus on huge productions of kind of play once games that you only played one time, and they had huge budgets. And now that games are getting a little bit smaller again, I think we can get some more experimental games going.
You got Minecraft on the Xbox 360, which was kind of a feat. Do you think Minecraft would have existed at all if you had tried to go directly to console from the beginning?
No, definitely not. It's the game was kind of too out there to be kind of for anyone to ever like bet on like that.
Obviously, Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo aren't the only platforms coming out. Ouya, for example, which you're going to have your name etched on when it comes out, is getting a lot of momentum. Why did you back that project?
Basically because I think the more consoles, the better, because if there's more competition, then it might get more open. It seems like consoles are getting more open, which is really cool.
And yeah, you've been kind of a big presence on Kickstarter, funding big projects. What do you think about Kickstarter in terms of the future of game development? Do you think the industry is going to shift towards that kind of model being the primary way that games get funded and developed?
I kind of hope not, because it's very front-loaded. The consumers take all the risk, which is not really nice to consumers. I think the main benefits is that smaller studios that want to do something slightly larger can get some initial funding, and that we can have larger studios develop games internally without having to get publisher money, so they can focus more on the actual quality of the game. So it's more directly to the fans of the genre.
Minecraft obviously started on the PC, and you've made some disparaging comments about where Windows is headed, Windows 8 in particular, and infamously you refused to certify Minecraft for Windows 8. So what do you think about Valve's Steambox and kind of the push towards Linux as a gaming operating system?
I have like this yearly ritual kind of where I will try to install Linux and try to use it. It never really takes, and it never really works for me for some reason. I think if Linux gets to the point where it's actually like more consumer friendly than Windows, then that would be really, really good.
Are you going to continue to develop for Windows then in the meantime and not focus on Linux at all, or are you going to try to do things in parallel?
I think we're going to try to make sure that what we do is kind of cross-platform. So the kind of desktop version is like Linux, Windows, and Mac.
There's also a lot of excitement, beyond consoles about new ways of interacting with games, new peripherals. We have Leap Motion coming out. We have new virtual reality stuff. Gabe Newell has talked a lot about biometric feedback. And what are you, as a developer, most excited about? What do you want to get your hands on?
For me right now, it's the Oculus Rift, definitely. It's I kind of was one of those kids growing up hoping that VR would become a thing. And then you got to try that weird shooting dinosaurs game that was really horrible.
Dactyl Nightmare, I think it was.
But with the Oculus, it actually kind of passes a threshold of being not good to actually being good, where kind of the more you use it, the more immersive it gets.
And you were one of the first to receive an early kit, right? Yeah. So you've been playing around with it a lot.
Yeah.
Does that mean Minecraft is coming to the Rift soon, or?
That's up to Jens. I'll try to leave those decisions to him. But I have been trying to play around with adding Oculus Rift support to the Java native library we use. But I've kind of been too lazy to actually do the actual heavy lifting of it. But it's kind of my pet project in the office at the moment.
Mojang is big now. Minecraft is huge. Do you still feel like an indie developer?
No, not in that sense. It depends on what you mean by indie developer. I mean, we are independently owned, and we try to make the games we want to make for the sake of making fun games and not necessarily just to make a profit. But for me, indie game developer more means like the garage developer, someone sitting at home just making games out of pure passion. And in that sense, no, we're not really indie.
So garage developers that are working now, I mean, knowing what you know, what would you tell them if they're starting out today? If they're making the next Minecraft from their bedroom?
I think it's just make games for yourself. and try to have a critical eye to what you do. So don't just make something and kind of pat yourself on the back, but actually try to look at what it is and how it works and why it doesn't work and what works, and try to iterate on that. But if you yourself genuinely like the game, then there's going to be other people who like it as well.
Thank you so much, Marcus.
Thank you.